Welcome back to part 2. Alright, here's what we got for you. Bam! We got an Acebeam H16 multifunction running headlamp. It says flashlight, magnetic tail, woohoo! 71 grams. Rated IP68 grade for water, impact resistant to 1.5 meters. And it's compatible with one AA standard battery. Alright, this thing's cool. Let me give you some stuff off of Amazon here. This is the gray headband kit, and it's $30, and right now there's a 20% off coupon as of January 8th, 2024. The gray one is 1,000 lumens, it claims. EDC, AA, right angle flashlight, Paul. 50 million words here, this is ridiculous. It's a cool white, it's 6,500K. So this is the gray version. They're all the same price. There's also a black and there's an orange. The black steps down though. The black is only 650 high lumens, but the black also comes with a 519A 90 plus high CRI LED. So, but it's a neutral white too, and it's 5,000K. So you have some options there, and I think the 20% off a coupon applies to all of them. And there's Madison. She's got to chime in like everybody else this morning. Oh my god, this is like non-stop. Okay, what else here? Oh, it has a 5-year warranty. Wow, that's cool. That's good. That's always a good thing, right? Okay. So you get your little product guide in the box, and yep, it's made in China, right? Yep, made in China. Sichuan, China, I think. Yep, Sichuan, bunch of other stuff. Okay, so China. Okay, China, we all know, it's hit or miss. A lot of things that we get in the United States is imported in from China because it's cheaper. USA made is great. I try to support it whenever I can afford it. That's the thing. USA made, it's high quality, but it's also very expensive. I cannot afford a $100 pair of Levi's, so I buy the Chinese ones for less than half. Same with knives, same with flashlights, same with a lot of things. I buy what I can afford, but I try to buy the best gear I can afford. And I like to review this kind of stuff, this more inexpensive stuff, because not everybody has that budget. Everybody's budgets are different. Or even just what they're willing to spend. Some people have great budgets, but they don't want to pay $200 for a knife or $200 for a flashlight. So anyways. Okay, so let's get it out of the package here. Got the flashlight. Got the headband. Okay. So, okay. You get a couple of replacement O-rings, which is nice. You get a USB A to C charging cable. Good deal. And then you get the headband, which is nice. I think it's reflective. Looks reflective. And it's really nice, grippy, soft rubber. Really feels nice, quality rubber. And then on the back, too, it's got like a silicone on the back at the lower portion. I'm supposed to stick this to your head like a suction cup dart. So it's a nice headband. I don't wear headbands all that often, and no, I'm not putting it on, so don't even bother. But it's definitely nice quality. I mean, you can adjust it and everything. And so as far as headband goes, it's pretty nice. And then the flashlight itself. Okay, so it's a right angle flashlight. And like I said, we'll take this out. It comes with the battery, which is awesome at this price. You get a 920 milliamp hour, 3.7 volt, 14500 AA C-type rechargeable battery. I've never had one of these before. This is kind of interesting. You still have to take the battery out, but you don't have to have a charger per se. You just plug it in and then plug it into either your wall, your car, whatever you can use USA connector for. So that's kind of interesting because a lot of these rechargeable, oh, if I can get it off. There we go. A lot of these rechargeable flashlights, you leave the battery in, you pull back a little flap, and you charge the battery while it's in the flashlight. Which is better? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's nice to have rechargeable. The best thing about this, though, the best feature, I think, is the fact that you can use a standard AA. You will lose some power, some lumens. Not sure if you'll lose features as well. That's going to have to be for testing. This is more just an unboxing initial review. It is a smooth reflector. It's the fit and finish on this is very, very nice. Since the base is magnetic, you don't have a tail switch. And look at that. That is a nice magnet. Very nice magnet. I like it. I like it. I like it. But I do like the tail switches better, but I'm willing to compromise because I do like the magnetic tail switch. Let's see if I can get in focus here, guys. Okay. It has a really nice belt clip on it. Two-way belt clip, so you can clip it on your belt, you can clip it on your hat, you can clip it anywhere you want to clip it, more or less. It's got some nice venting here for heat dissipation. The jimping on this is interesting. It's just a bunch of rings cut into it, but at least it's got something. And it does have some grip on the cap in case your hands are wet and you need to change the battery, which is kind of nice. The clip, I'm pretty sure the clip is... let's see. Wow, that puppy's on there really good. Wow. I don't know if I can get it off there. Wow, I can't believe how... I'm going to bend the clip before I can get it off the flashlight. My God. Wow, look at that. I mean, I'm pulling. That's really interesting. All right, let me bring out my Leatherman squirt to save the day. I hate to scratch this up, but... Jeez, I just broke the camera. Alright, wow, that clip's on there. I'm not going to press that back on there. I think you could probably, it would stick up a little bit, but you can put it ambidextrous. You can put it, or not ambidextrous, you can put it any direction that you want. So I'm just going to leave it up here because it apparently likes that place. And then you got the tail clicky on the top. Now you can't tell if the battery is charged or not because it doesn't have any kind of a warning system. And one click is not doing anything. So this looks like it's going to have that weird interface too. I don't know if that's proprietary per company, per country. I don't know, but I'm not a big fan of it. So 2 clicks is low. 2 more is the next level. 2 more is back to low. I'm going to have to look what this interface is because I'm not getting past that. All right, let's go off and let's go to 3. Alright, SOS is 3. So you get a SOS. So 1 click is off, 2 clicks does the light, 3 clicks does the SOS. I'm not sure, is that it? Is that all you get? Oh great, I don't speak Chinese. Oh wait, here we go. Okay. So you're supposed to have a turbo, which is 1,000 lumens for 45 seconds, and then it kicks down to 310. Wow. The highest 310. A medium is 130. Low is 30. Ultra low is 5. And SOS is 30. So we got... I saw low and medium. I haven't seen anything else. So I'm going to have to check out the user face on this because the user interface, because this is weird. So... Okay, I'll have to cover that part when I actually review this thing more in depth. This is just kind of an unboxing, general impressions. Again, the fit and finish on this is absolutely beautiful. It's done very well. It looks like it's very nice quality. You see how high that clip is. Wow, that clip is really hard. You know what? And I got to take it back off again because I forgot to put it in the headband. Wow, this is like way too stiff. It came out better that time, but okay. So here's the nice rubbery headband. Alright, and I'm putting it into the grooves where the belt clip would go, because that seems like the most logical way to do it. If I can get her to slide in there. Alright, there she is. I'm not sure what this thing here is. Is this decorative? Is this useful? Not sure. Is that top or bottom? I'm assuming it's top because the letters are facing that way. But nice rubber. You can have it, change it any way you want. Have it going forward, You can turn it so it goes down. You can turn it so it goes way up to the sky. So it's nice. It holds it in there really, really well. It is a nice little headband kit. I like it. The headband seems to be really nice quality too. So I'm impressed. So for something coming out of China, this seems to be a really decent quality little light. I'll have to mess with the user interface though, because so far I'm not really liking that. But if I can figure out how to use it, because I want to see if it gets up to 1,000 lumens, and when I do the reviews, I'll review a bunch of the flashlights I have at the same time, so you can see all the different, the beams, flood, and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, so yeah, my first impression, yeah, I'm definitely going to keep it. I really like the magnetic on the cap. I like the 90 degree, the right angle. Something different for me because all my flashlights are just normal standard flashlights. So it's nice because you could, clip it to your shirt or clip it to your baseball hat this way. And it's nice. I thought about getting the kind where you could spin it, where it goes from a straight flashlight and then you could spin it. But I could see, and I don't know, but I'd have to find out. If that's a problem in the future, does that loosen up and then the thing just swivels whenever it wants to? But I see, I know like the military has ones like these I've seen. And it just seemed really cool to me, so I wanted to try out a different type of flashlight. And it'll be interesting to see if it does kick out the 1,000 lumens, but boy, only 45 seconds, so that's kind of more of a quick use type thing. But yeah, I want to see how you get to all the other stuff, so we'll have to check that out. So my first impressions are totally worth the money. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't that expensive. They got the 20% off coupon, so $30 for 20% off. So for under $30, you got a decent dual purpose flashlight and headband. And a rechargeable battery too included. So that to me, that's a pretty decent deal. So far, yes, I like it. It's cool. Alright, so let's move on to the next item in the box. Alright, so yeah, I've shot this video a few times. I do not know this name. I do not know this company. I don't know anything about it. I do know this. SE, Spyderco, K-Bar, Benchmade, the list goes on and on and on. Very high quality knives, proven, tried and true, expensive as heck. And I would love to buy all USA made stuff. I really would if I could afford it, but my budget does not afford it. So keeping that in mind, a lot of people's budgets can't afford a lot of different things, or maybe people just don't even want to spend the money, especially if it's going into like a survival kit or emergency kit, if you're not using it on a regular basis. If you're using this stuff for work or trade or craft and it's being used and abused on a regular basis, I totally agree. Spend the money, get the brand and the quality and what you like, because you're going to use and abuse it. But I wanted to try out a cheaper knife, and I came across this Ned Foss on Amazon, and he's got a few different knives. And this one sort of piqued my interest. I hemmed and hawed for quite a while because there's some things I didn't like right off the bat, but the knife profile I liked. And by the way, this was somebody's Amazon return because when I opened it at first, you could see all the creases were broke, and you'll see on the knife too. So somebody bought this, tried it, apparently didn't like it, and sent it back. And I get it because I'm doing the same thing with the next tool because of the scissor blades not connecting right. But anyway, all right, here we go. So you get his little booklet of whatever. All right, you get the knife, you get the cloth, you get a scraper. And I've had this out before, and you're going to be able to see that in a minute, but because I've had to reshoot, it's been a heck of a morning with dogs, phone calls, texts, just people at the door. It's just been crazy this morning. But anyways, so you get a knife, you get a fire steel attached to the knife, you get a cleaning cloth, I don't know why, and you get these little generic scrapers. So it's 10 to 50 millimeters on one side, and another type of measurement for kilometers, up to 5 kilometers. Some kind of little tool, not quite sure what that's for. And then the scraper for the fire steel. And that's what I do with those because I hate them. They don't work for me, they suck. So, you know, I just wouldn't even waste my time with them scraper things. All right, so on to the main thing. So this knife is 8.66 in length, and I purchased it because of that reason. I have a K-bar. I have the Marine K-bar, and, you know, that's a huge knife. I don't need another huge knife. That knife takes care of anything I need in that size range, so I'm not buying anything else because the K-bar works fine for me. And it comes in a leather sheath. I do not like leather sheaths. I learned that from the K-bar. It's hard to get the knife in and out. The knife gets pulled out. I just don't like them. This one looked a little beefier. I think he classified this as a vintage leather sheath or whatever, considering this is made in China. That's kind of funny, but I don't like it. And here, this one, like I said, somebody used this because you can see there's all kinds of fabric sticking up. Somebody tried burning this back. I can see scorch marks on it. The knife sheath itself is getting torn all the way back to here. The glue is starting to come out, so I don't know if somebody, you know, forced this trying to get it onto a belt or something. It's all scratched up and nicked on the back. Looks like somebody tried prying this up to get it on, because it's, you know, you can have side carry or you can have dangle from your belt, which, you know, they tried to give the leather sheath some features. It is very, very thick. But the fit and finish of it, I just don't like it. It's got a groove. It goes so far, stops, got a groove. I don't know about here. I just don't like it. The material they use to sew it looks cheap and inferior. I do leather work on the side. I mean, the finishing's not too bad, burnishing it, but somebody already tried this out and didn't like it and sent it back. I'm not a fan of it, and that's not why I bought it, for the leather sheath. I like that it came with a fire steel, which is nice too, that it's secured by the little bungee, because I hate losing these things. And you can see I've already kind of scraped at it, but so it's got a decent sized fire steel, which I liked. And then another thing I don't like, the button clasp. I hate it. It's hard, it's difficult. You know, you can get it on there. You got to make sure you put the knife in the right way, because if you put it in, it won't go. It's got to go in a certain way. And I'm sure, you know, Kydex is probably the same, but Kydex, you get a nice solid click. This, if your button comes off, it can get yanked out when you're walking on the trail. I just don't like it. So, all right, enough of me complaining about the leather sheath. I mean, I suppose if it was made a little bit better, no, it's just not for me. Okay, so anyways, here's the knife. Okay, so I like the size of it. The size is really nice. It is a full tang knife. I like that. It's got a nice pommel. You could put a lanyard through here if you wanted to. It's got G10 scales. It claims to be D2 steel. Excuse me. And then it's got a coating on it. It looks like a flat grind, and it's I'm not a knife aficionado, but it's a drop point, but it's tapered at the top. But it's not a Tanto. Sorry, I'm not a fan of Tanto blades either, but I like the drop points and variations of it. It's nice and thick in the belly. It's a flat grind. I like that better than a hollow grind. We all have our own tastes, okay? I'm not going to get into the steels and, you know, everything in great detail, because we all have different likes. This is what I like. I like the flat grind. It works for me, and I just like the shape and the feel of the drop point. The knife itself, let's see what we got here for weight. It says 5.95 ounces. Hopefully my scale is right. And then, like I said, it's 8.66. The usual blade portion is just under 4 inches, maybe 375. I'm going from the tip to the finger choil. And then the handle usable portion, again, I'm going from the front of the choil to right where it curves. I'm going to say it's about 3.5. I have very, very small hands. My hands are only 3 inches by 6.5 inches in length. So I have very, very small hands. So it's very comfortable for me. It has this interesting little dippity-doo here. Not quite sure what the use of that is. Never had that on a knife. I like the finger choil, though, to keep you from slipping up on the blade. Or the finger guard. It doesn't have a front choil. It has a finger guard. The finish on this thing, it's mixed. The G10 handles are really nice, and they're grippy and everything else. but they're not finished really well by the hardware. There's flakes and stuff. The hardware is not in their level. It's level on one side. It digs really deep in on another side. And the worst thing of all, it's proprietary hardware. What happens if after you use and abuse this thing, those loosen up? What are you going to do? Unless you figure out a way to make a tool to tighten it, they give you no tool. That I do not like. The finish, the G10 handles are proud of the blade. So you can feel that. You can feel the blade, then it goes up, then it goes up, you can see it there. It jumps up, so it's higher. So not, it's nitpicky, but it's, a thing to mention. It's very sharp on the spine. You can see it's pretty thick. And then they taper it down here for some reason. I did see a video on this. I watched it. This is called the Boar. Let me just double check that info for you. It's called the Boar is the name that he gave it. And I did see a video on it because I was trying to find some videos before I purchased it because I don't know anything about this guy or this knife company or nothing. Especially with it being made in China, but they were using the point and digging into wood, so I can't wait to try that. And the tip didn't break. But, not sure where I was going with that. But, and other channels can probably attest if anybody else has reviewed this. I don't know if any real knife channels have reviewed something like this, because it's not a, name brand. It's a newer company, and it'd be interesting to see, though. Is it really D2 steel? It says on the box, there goes my light. It says on the box, more than sharp. Yeah, no, not really. It don't feel more than sharp to me. It almost feels, on one side, it feels like butter knife-ish. So I don't know. But it's got a black finish on it. I think the hardness on this one is 62 on the scale. I'm trying to look at some of this stuff here. It's PVD coated D2 blade. It says that it has great edge can. Bleh. Yeah, see what edge retention. This is what happens when you do it no script. But this is just my impressions. I haven't tested this out yet, so we're gonna have to do a review on that. We'll have to see how the finish holds up. We'll have to see how the edge holds up. Right now, to me, that is not sharp. I'll have to sharpen it. I don't know what this jog is for. I mean, is that to keep you from slipping down? I don't know. That's kind of weird. It fits good. I'm ambidextrous. It fits good. The spine of this thing is really rough. It's really, really sharp, really rough. So, I'm going to have to contact them about the proprietary hardware and why you don't get a tool and see what they say. You can put a lanyard. I don't put a lanyard. But another thing I see, I did read some reviews on this thing and people complained about the fire steel sucks and this and that, and you have to scrape the coating off first. I don't know if you people are new or what, but you have to scrape the black coating off of the fire steel first. And I see tons of experienced guys, even bushcraft knives, using the sharp blade of their knife to create the sparks. I don't understand that. I mean, I'm an outdoor girl. I don't claim to be a professional or, I'm not a Marine and I'm not a bushcraft guy who knows all this stuff. I'm just your average consumer who enjoys the outdoors. But the spine of this thing is so sharp. Why would you not use the spine? The jimping on this is even more sharp than the spine for some reason. So I did my little experiment and I scraped off the coating. This thing throws sparks just fine. I'm not going to light up my kitchen, but there's no problem with this fire steel. It's in the execution here. You gotta, do it correctly. Forget that little scraper thing too. Those are junk. Use the spine. Usually by the jimping is a little bit more rough, for gripping and stuff, but this one's really sharp on the edge. When I test this, I think that thing's going to throw off a ton of sparks. I mean, I have no problem with it. I think it's awesome. But it's an unknown brand to me, untested. It's going to have to go through its paces. There's some things I like about it. There's some things I don't that you've already heard me complain about. But overall, I might send this back, and I might have to swap out the fire steel, only because of somebody used it, and I don't really like the condition of the leather sheath. And until, you know, I don't know how to do Kydex, but so I don't know. I mean, I paid for brand new, so I kind of want brand new, so I might have to have that swapped out. I'm sending back the next tool anyways because the blades don't meet up correctly. And we're going to try getting replacements, though, and see if that makes any difference. If they come out crappy again, then I'll just return them for my money back. But, you know, this more sharp my ass. This ain't, to me, this is not a sharp knife whatsoever. And for some reason, I do not have my rope around here that I had all morning for my testing. But again, it's been a really weird morning. So we'll go over that when I do the review of this knife. So if you're interested and you want to see a review of this knife or any of the products that I've shown in these unboxings, let me know and I'll try to put them in order of what you guys want to see first. And I'll put this up against some of my other knives, whether they're bigger or smaller. But we'll see how this knife performs. But interesting, he does have quite a few different knives on there, and they're made out of different steels. He has this one supposedly D2. He has some 440 steels. Let's see if I can pull up his site here for his fixed blade knives. For hunting, camping, whatever, I guess people have commented that some of these are more hunting knives than camping knives. He's got axes, but different, and they're cheap. I mean, here's a pocket knife for a bottle opener, $15. Another pocket knife. I mean, they're inexpensive knives. Some of these are really, really cheap. I mean, I find it interesting, D2 steel for $30. But there's another D2. D2. I think this one I looked at, the blue one, is 440 stainless steel. I don't know. I doubt that that's a Damascus knife for $80. I could be wrong, but... So you can check out his stuff. He has an Amazon store. Like I said, I'm going to try to contact him, know about the proprietary stuff. All right, so that's it. That's my initial impressions of this stuff, initial unboxings. I will put everything down, the links in the description. That way you can check them out for yourself and read all the fine details at the website itself. All right, so there we go. So let me know what you want to see as far as testing, what you want me to test out first. And stick around, I got some more videos coming. Great, take care.